Good evening. The tragic case of a Nanaimo mother whose two young sons were killed in a horrific multi-vehicle crash just before Christmas nearly 3 years ago has now gone to trial. Claire Bekker is accused of impaired driving and dangerous driving, and as Dean Stoltz reports, day one of testimony revealed alcohol wasn't the only thing found in Bekker's blood that night.
38-year-old Claire Bekkers arrives with her father and defense team, charged with 4 counts of impaired driving causing death and injury and 4 counts of dangerous driving causing death and injury in the pre-Christmas crash December 22, 2008. Her 2 sons, 9-year-old Lucas and 2-year-old Cooper, were killed. Her 2 daughters, London 7 and Piper 4, were seriously hurt when Bekkers lost control of the Ford Escape she was driving on Highway 1 in Cassidy, then collided with several other vehicles.
The issues in the case will primarily concern her manner of driving and what may or may not have been in her bloodstream at the time.
Court heard that Bekkers was returning to Nanaimo from visiting her parents and a friend in Victoria when the crash happened. That former longtime friend Carolyn Daniels was witness number 1 and testified that she and Bekkers saw each other the night before, sharing a bottle of spiced rum, several beers and coolers, and that when Bekkers left the next day, Daniels stored the unopened beer in her SUV. She testified that later in hospital, Bekkers told her she'd tried a sip of beer on the way home in Duncan, but that it didn't agree with her, so she didn't finish it. A blood sample taken from Bekkers at hospital after the crash showed a blood alcohol reading of .042.
She did not drive dangerously. She was not impaired. The defense case is that this was just an event that happened because of a combination of unfortunate circumstances. The evidence will just have to be looked at by the experts and see what they have to say. You heard already the evidence from the Crown that the blood alcohol level was below .08 at the time of driving. And I believe that's the evidence, and we'll see what the toxicologists have to say.
Daniels testified that Bekkers had used cocaine in the past and that Bekkers herself had said she'd used it that weekend before the Monday crash. Court heard that traces of cocaine were found in Bekkers' blood sample taken by the RCMP at hospital after the crash.
We're going to hear from witnesses who observed driving. We're going to hear from witnesses who attended the scene, and we're going to hear some expert evidence as well.
The trial continues in Nanaimo Supreme Court on Wednesday. The Crown says it could have its case wrapped up by the end of the week.